Ripping the past, like a sinner who is missing the mark. I was drifting through harm, now I'm lifting the scars. Ain't no script for the part I was given to start. So don't flip it when I laugh, you were missing in fact. Now you're twisting. What up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be watching Cop Saves Kids Trapped in a House of Horror. We're about to watch some fucked up shit. So let's lock in and let's get ready.
Hello?
Hi, this is 911. We got a call from this number. Do you have an emergency?
Yes, Daddy is here in my residence. He has a restraining order. He's on an ankle monitor right now, but he violated it. Can you hurry? He's gonna hurt my mom.
Yeah, I've already got them on their way, okay? What are you doing?
Okay. He has a gun. He has a gun.
He has a gun?
He has a gun.
This 911 call came from Aspen Avenue on February 19th, 2020 at 2:39 p.m. But this wasn't just any domestic disturbance. The suspect, 41-year-old Jose Ramiro Martinez, was a well-known gang member. When officers arrived at the scene, they found the garage door wide open. Lined with windows, the front of the house gave anyone inside a perfect vantage point. They knew someone could be watching, waiting for their every move.
No, I got a gun! Get me out of here in a body bag. You
need to come down.
No! Don't come up here! Got a gun! Swear to God! Shut the up!
The police had to be very cautious as the suspect could be just behind the door.
To the right. Alright. Announce.
Hey, really, please,
Got
come
a
here.
gun! Don't come up here!
Come here.
No!
Hands up. Let me see him.
No! You don't come up here! Don't come up here!
Watch the front door. Jared over there.
No, I'm not! Shut up!
Martinez had taken two hostages, his wife, Leslie White, and daughter, Brianna Martinez, and the officers could immediately tell he was definitely capable of harming them. Inside, things were tense. As officers moved further into the house, a stairway appeared ahead. And there, at the top of the stairs, they saw Martinez holding a gun, threatening not just Leslie and Brianna, but also warning the police.
Don't come up here! You.
Come on.
No, you. My kids are on her side. They hate me. So I ain't got nothing to do for anymore.
The situation was escalating. What began as a simple restraining order violation had spiraled into a deadly game of cat and mouse, where every minute could mean the difference between life and death.
No!
Told you guys to stop, man. I got. Yes, you are.
No, we're not. Can we just talk?
No. Don't come up here.
As SWAT teams and the Crisis Negotiations Unit arrived, and they took their positions outside the house. 2 lives were at stake, and the situation was about to grow more unpredictable.
Hey, come from this way and cover me. They want me to check doors, see if it's open. Just see, I guess, if we need to access it.
While inside, Martinez's threats were becoming more and more serious.
Somebody comes to that front door. They're not trying to come to that front door.
The cops had a feeling they were being watched. If they were right, an attack could happen at any moment. They needed to verify it themselves before it was too late.
Nope.
Gives you that small tingling on the back of your neck of this can be disastrous, not only for the officers, but for the suspect or the family involved.
You can see something in a person's eyes where they've completely lost all hope and everything, and they seem almost lost.
Inside the house, Martinez was watching, calculating, and even making moves by looking at the officer's shadow.
Somebody comes to that front door. They're not trying to come to that front door. Don't come up here, I said!
Then, just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, Martinez involved his daughter directly.
Please don't do nothing.
Tell them not to come over here.
Okay.
All I wanted was to talk to you.
Please don't come over here.
This is Brianna, Jose Martinez's daughter and his first hostage. The officers motioned for her to come to safety, but something held her back. She turned and went back upstairs to join her mother, Leslie. It was then that the situation took its darkest turn. Martinez pulled out a silver revolver and pointed it toward the wall leading to the garage. At that moment, everyone knew the stakes. They were facing an armed man, with nothing left to lose. At 3:18 p.m., 40 minutes after the initial call, the officers were trying every tactic they could think of, starting with persuasion and communication.
Don't try to pull your hero move, man.
Dude, I'm not. I'm right down here. You know me. Oh, you do.
Martinez had a history with the authority, so his name was quite popular. But when that connection didn't work, the cops tried planning an ambush.
He's all ramped up. So, you can take a look. He's right here. He's right there.
Yeah.
See anybody over here trying to open it?
Nobody's in there trying to open the door.
Come in. We'll tell him over there.
Hey, we're telling him.
That didn't work either. Martinez kept appearing on the stairs and made relentless demands.
Hey, give me my phone. It's in the trunk.
Where's your phone?
When none of these efforts gave them any result, they turned to their last option and more backup was called. But in
Just a quick reminder that I do have a fishing channel out. I'll put a link in the description. Make sure you guys go check it out if you like fishing. Other than that, yeah. Oh, and I also have a music channel. I'll link both my other channels in the comments so you guys can check them out if you.
In those moments before full tactical support could get in place, officers were the thin blue line between life and death. Then the SWAT team, which the officers had been waiting for, arrived at the scene.
34, 31. 22, first gas, correct. Yeah, we have visual on a handgun on him. They probably need a little tactical down here.
But things were going to be even more complex. The layout of the house was a nightmare. To get to Martinez, they had to climb the stairs, turn left, and walk straight into the line of fire. Law enforcement had the house locked down. Several officers outside, at least 5 inside, all focused on one goal: the safe rescue of Martinez and his 2 hostages. Tactical movements had to be precise and calculated. But with hostages involved, the retreat wasn't an option. But suddenly, Martinez lost patience, and what the cops feared was now starting to happen.
I'm gonna start shooting. Don't try it.
Perk, stay where you're at.
Oh, over there, guys, hell.
Stop!
We're stopping.
Stop!
Stairs here. Daughter and wife are over here. He's up here by the doorway.
2 people's lives were at risk. No matter what they tried, they couldn't enter. As the SWAT team took their positions both inside and outside, they had to calm Martinez down first. So they let the negotiators contact him.
What's this?
This is Officer Whip with the Great Police.
What do you want?
Well,
I got too many of you over here already. What do you want?
I know. I just want you to come out safe. That's what I want.
No, man. No, I'm not going out.
Why is that?
I'm not. Hey, listen, man. If I hear this front door even coming to an open, it's gonna go crazy. I'm telling you.
Well, we don't want anything to go crazy. So what got you here today, man?
It's my wife, man.
He was a man with a criminal record, a gang member with nothing left to lose, a single wrong move.
He was a fuckwit.
And this standoff could end in disaster. As the hours ticked by, the tension inside the house only increased. And outside, in the cold winter air, the officers braced for the worst. The next moments could change everything. As negotiations continued inside the house, the officers outside were carefully scanning for any potential entry points and strategizing their next move.
If by chance there's another way that we can get in, that gives us another option if we have to attempt to rescue.
But just when they thought they were getting through, something unexpected caught their eye.
There's one right here.
Is it cracked?
No, somebody's waving at us.
Open your window. Open.
The officers froze. They couldn't be sure who was there or what it meant. But when they looked closer, their hearts skipped a beat. Through the window, officers saw 2 children, Janelle Martinez and Jesus Armando Martinez, trapped in the upstairs room, unaware of the danger closing in around them. It was a moment that redefined the mission. The children's presence changed everything. and the weight of their safety fell heavily on the team.
Did not match with any of the information that I had. All I heard was two females, an older female and a younger female, and I just assumed at that point that nobody else was in the house.
This pit in my stomach that just dropped because at no point in time did I know those kids were in there.
Right up there.
That they were right above me.
I'm not coming up there.
They were in their room, completely motionless and noiseless, scared for their lives.
Let's get a ladder.
Let's talk to him about getting the screen out. Hey, kids. Can you push the screen out?
Hey, is your door shut?
Okay. Is there just two of you? You two and the dog.
The officers hadn't known about them. They hadn't planned for this. The realization to get them out safely came with a rush of urgency.
They've got to stay quiet. We don't need a bunch of noise to alert the male that these kids are communicating with the police.
I haven't heard one single noise out of the kids.
We have to find a ladder. We've got to get to them quickly.
Yeah, we can get these kids out. We've got the window open.
In a stroke of luck, an officer spotted two ladders lying in the snow in the backyard. It wasn't much, but it was their best chance to get the children out alive.
We gotta have a ladder. We got a ladder? Oh!
Oh, fuck yeah.
Help me! I got it.
The officers worked swiftly and raised the ladder until it reached the window.
Dan, tell them what we're doing. I'm going in. Go in. Let me in. Just try to get him down. Okay, you guys start getting ready to go. Okay? Shh. Okay, we're gonna go with this officer down. You gotta go. You gotta go. Okay, be careful. I got you, okay? I got you.
The officer inside raised the gun at the door to cover the kids. And then one by one, the children were pulled to safety. They were escorted down the ladder and moved to a safe location. The rescue was a success, and the children were finally saved from the house of horrors, but it didn't bring the relief they hoped for. The nightmare was far from over. Inside, Martinez still held Leslie and Brianna, and there was no sign that he was ready to surrender.
Because yeah, he knows we're gonna come that way.
So I'm not gonna hurt my kids and my wife, nobody.
You're not gonna hurt your kids or your wife?
No.
Thank you.
Even though there were some SWAT members upstairs and had an element of surprise in their favor, the officers knew the hardest part of the day was still ahead. Their relief was brief, and their focus sharpened again on the hostages still trapped inside. The window they'd used...
My heart's like going like, I'm here, man, and I'm doing it right now.
to rescue the kids now became a perfect staging point for the SWAT team, just feet away from Martinez's position.
Hey, do you want to use this as a staging point?
This room is perfect to put a team just literally, feet away from the gunman.
As the winter sun began to dip lower in the sky, the standoff entered its next phase. And inside that house, someone could die at any moment.
I appreciate you not hurting anybody.
No, I'm not gonna hurt nobody.
All right, what about yourself?
Yes.
You want to hurt yourself?
Yep, I'm definitely going.
Why?
Because I don't got nothing to live for.
Well, I think you do. You have those kids that you're not going to hurt.
Oh, no. You're gonna have to take me out of here in a body bag.
We don't want to do that.
No, come up here. Tell them to get the away from that other side. No, the other, they just walked across.
The dynamics had changed once again. Now officers knew they were about to enter the most dangerous part of this nightmare. Every minute counted. The team braced themselves for what could be their final confrontation with Martinez.
Because he knows we're going to come that way.
The negotiators pushed forward, hoping that they could defuse this before it was too late. Sometimes he seemed like he might surrender, but the next second, it all collapsed into a rage. It was as if he was caught in a battle between his own instincts, fear, and the darkness that had been consuming him for hours.
We're trying to work with you. Okay? So you come to the front door with your hands up. Keep the phone in your hand if you want to. Keep talking to me. Come outside with the phone in your hand, nothing else, okay?
Just give me a minute. Tell these guys to back up in the stairwell.
Can you come out the front door for me?
Give me a minute, I said.
This was the moment these officers were waiting for. Finally, there was a glimmer of hope. The officers were no longer just fighting to save the hostages. They were now fighting to save Martinez from his despair. It wasn't just a standoff anymore. It was a battle against the darkness consuming him.
Tell these guys to back up, man. I mean, turn around. This could go either way.
We don't want that, man. We don't want that at all.
The minutes dragged on and the hope was slowly fading away again. They suspected Martinez was bluffing with them. It had been 5 hours since the initial 911 call. The officers were running out of time, and every minute that passed felt like another step closer to a devastating end.
But he is routinely saying, just give me a couple more minutes, don't come up here, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna let him go. But his actions aren't following through on things.
I know you're scared, but I also know you're brave and you're a man of your word.
I know I'm actually scared, but
you're scared of what the future holds. Don't be scared of what's going to happen outside this door.
You want to go on?
Are you going to come out?
No, I'm just asking if she wants to sleep.
We would like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Then at 7:48 p.m., officers for the first time got another sign of hope. It came so unexpectedly that it was almost hard to believe. There had been no real indication that Martinez might relent.
Subject is telling the negotiator they're being instructed to come out the front door.
Martinez agreed to release his daughter, Brianna. Officers had a crack in the wall, small yet significant. It wasn't a complete surrender by any means, but it showed some form of humanity from the man who had held them all captive. Maybe at that moment, the father in him emerged, wanting his daughter to be free.
Hey, step over to me, okay? Come down. Step over to me. You're fine. You're good. Step over to me, okay? Over here. Okay? Hold on. I gotta pat you down real quick, okay? Put your arms out to your side. See you here, okay? So where's your dad in there?
Oh, they're in the kitchen.
It was a breakthrough, but the danger was far from over. As Brianna stepped out of the house, she described the situation inside to the officers. She told them about her mother, who was now the only one left inside with her father, who was pacing with the gun. Although Brianna was safe, she was scared and worried whether she would ever see her parents again.
Has he been pointing the gun at you guys?
Well, before you guys came, I was protecting my mom.
Told them to shoot me, not my mom.
So just your mom and dad are the only two left in there. Okay.
The worst part of it all was he still held Leslie hostage, who seemed to be his main victim all this while. He was clinging to the weapon that had already taken the night to the edge of disaster.
The cynical side of me is now even more concerned that maybe the suspect didn't kill her because he didn't want to do it in front of their child.
With my right eye, I could look out and I could see him. I could see him walking around and I could see him with the gun.
The officers held their breath, waiting for the next move.
Don't go outside. If you go outside, I'm gonna kill myself. What the heck?
No, you're not.
I swear to God, I will. Don't
Listen
go outside.
to me. Follow her outside.
If she goes outside, I'm gonna kill myself.
Follow her outside. Follow her.
Then, after persistent negotiation, something unexpected occurred. Leslie was finally allowed to leave. As she stepped out, she revealed details that would shift everything they thought they knew about the situation.
Come here. But let go.
Follow her outside.
She went outside. She went outside. and stop. Are you all right?
Yeah, he just said he was gonna kill himself.
I know. I understand.
But he's on drugs. He's on meth and he was smoking while we were in there.
Smoking meth?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he wanted me to stay in there and I had to leave.
Oh, I know. That's fine.
He thinks I'm cheating on him and all this stuff because he says he's got an audio and stuff, but he's just on drugs and that's what he's hearing and seeing.
He said his wife has been cheating on him and that he has evidence. This is why he came here to confront her, but there was no evidence for this.
This was the missing piece of the puzzle. Martinez's erratic behavior, his irrational anger, it all made sense now. He hadn't just snapped under pressure, he was actually lost in the grip of meth-induced paranoia. What he was seeing was a distorted version of reality at this point. Alone now in the house with both hostages safely out, Martinez's desperation reached a new level. His voice echoed through the empty rooms.
Oh, tell him to stand back. I'm gonna kill myself. I swear to God.
Tell him to.
I already got the gun to my head. I got the gun to my head.
Once the last hostage is free, this leaves the suspect alone inside the house.
But the officers, knowing how fragile the situation was, could do nothing but wait. However, they weren't alone in their helplessness. Outside, his children and wife, once trapped by his rage, now waited, hoping that he would surrender and seek the help needed to fix their shattered family.
We're anticipating the worst and hoping for the best.
They were on edge, praying for a peaceful resolution. But their worst fears were realized at approximately 10 p.m. A single gunshot rang out through the house. Silence fell over the house. The negotiation team fell still, listening. No more threats, no more calls for help, just silence. The officers moved cautiously into the house, using a robot to search the main living room, only to confirm what they feared most. Martinez had followed through on his final threat. He had taken his own life, leaving behind a family that would never be the same. The 7-hour standoff had ended, but its consequences would ripple through the lives of everyone affected.
Take a minute.
For Leslie and her children, the trauma of being held at gunpoint would haunt them forever. But the hardest part was the loss of the man they had once loved.
Hearing that somebody took their life because they felt they had no way out is not something that we ever want to have somebody go through. We want to try to help them out and try to keep them safe as well. And I, to this day, still feel some level of sorrow towards his family, knowing that this is something that they had to live through.
This wasn't just a hostage situation. It was a story of a family torn apart by drugs and mental illness, showing how quickly these issues can destroy lives. Our deepest condolences go out to the family who had to endure such unimaginable trauma. As we reflect on this story, we can't help but wonder, could anything have been done to prevent the tragic end?
Probably not. It was probably gonna happen like that anyway. You were gripping the past, like a sinner who is missing the mark. I was drifting through harm, now I'm lifting the scars. Ain't no script for the part I was given to start, so don't flip it when I laugh. You were missing the fact